Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Old Times is Not Forgotten. Today, we're in 1910, reading the Seattle Post-Intelligencer. Sometimes, to shake things up, I like a running theme through my video. Today is all about mud. Today's newspaper is the Seattle Post-Intelligencer from Seattle, Washington, USA, dated Thursday, April 28, 1910. Way back in the 1900s, they believed that mud baths were good for you. Even a few years later, in 1920, mud for medicine was popular.
It's 1920, and here at Calistoga, California, health seekers partake of the revitalizing effects of one of nature's remedies for what ails you. But no matter what you call it, it's still nothing but wet and sticky California mud. For once, we can see the advantage of being covered up by the 1920 idea of what a bathing suit should be, and children are scolded for making mud pies. This is what's known as making a mess of yourself. Or maybe it's just plain, unadulterated dirty work. Now we know the meaning of a toast. Here's mud in your eye.
Our headline story in today's paper was way before the 20s in Charles Lindbergh's record. Paul Hahn flies 186 miles, wins prize of $50,000. This photograph shows Paul Hahn's biplane making a turn during his record high flight at Los Angeles. Judge's error. Give one verse of the Star-Spangled Banner. Cannot do it, Judge. Quote a passage from the Constitution. Too many for me. Then I can't naturalize you, my man. But I was born here, Judge. I don't want to be naturalized. I'm after a bailiff's job. Now it's time for some mudslinging. herd of buffalo grazing in Woodland Park Zoo, which Seattle Park Commissioners recently brought from Kalispell, Montana. Happy to be free from the restraint of travel in crated stalls, 5 buffalo are roaming the big enclosure at Woodland Park. The herd was brought from Kalispell by the park board 2 weeks ago and arrived in Seattle last Saturday. The big animals were crated into temporary stalls and loaded on freight cars. They were carried in their stalls to the park and there released inside the wire fence. When first returned loose, the big animals cavorted about with the playful grace of steam shovels. They have since settled down to enjoy their life more sedately. The cattle land was once the range of buffalo. From Canada to Texas, the great buffalo herds roam with the seasons. This animal was once so numerous that in 1868, the great herds stopped railroad trains in Nebraska. When the buffalo herds passed away, the cattle ranches came in. Today, more than 7 million animals are on the land of the buffalo. Dayton dog mourns chum. Dayton, April 27, 1910. Skip, a collie dog, has defied his master or anyone else to sever his comradeship between himself and his pal, which is a horse. When Frank TeWaite sold his driving horse the other day to J. Van Sook, Skip accompanied him to the Van Sook's home. Skip had shared the horse's manger during the winter. When the little dog was driven from the Van Sook stables, he took up a position near the door, and whining and howling defied anyone to dislodge him. Unable to gain admittance to the barn after several days, he finally returned to the TeWaite home, but he is obviously downcast. Wife-beating charge not made to stick. You have certainly been bearing the white man's burden, said Justice C. Brown yesterday, when he discharged Norman St. Arnold, a brakeman at 4719 36th Avenue South, Columbia, charged with wife-beating. Witnesses had testified that Mrs. St. Arnold had thrown a flat iron, a lamp, a box of razors, and a frying pan at her husband, and that they had heard him begging her not to throw the clock, which she held in her hand ready to bounce off his head. St. Arnold, when told he would not have to go back to jail, was profuse in his thanks to the court.
I took my gal for a slow buggy ride. I asked my gal to snuggle up to my side. She looked at me and shook her head. You're not fooling, brother, that's what she said. 'Cause the creek's gone muddy, the fish won't bite. You start that stuff, there's gonna be a fight. It's rained 20 days and 20 nights. The creek's gone muddy and the fish won't bite. I took my gal to a picture show. When I tried to hold her hand, she wanted to go. She said, my hands ain't cold and I won't get lost. If you're racing your motor, better turn off your exhaust. 'Cause the creek's gone muddy, the fish won't bite. You start that stuff, there's gonna be a fight. It's rained 20 days and 20 nights. The creek's gone muddy and the fish won't bite. When I asked her dad if I could have her hand, he said to me, son, do you own any land? Now I fed this gal since she was a pup. If you want her hand, you'll have to fill up her cup. 'Cause the creek's gone muddy, the fish won't bite. To catch your bait, brother, it's alright. It's rained 20 days and 20 nights. The creek's gone muddy and the fish won't bite.
always enjoy how those old newspapers tell you exactly, blow by blow, what had happened. Dressy burglar attempts to rob policeman's home. New York. A gentlemanly burglar in evening dress who invaded the uptown home of policeman Joseph Doherty early today received a warmer welcome than he expected. Doherty wears 3 medals testifying to his ability as an expert with a revolver, and 3 shots from the policeman's pistol encouraged the intruder to beat a hasty retreat. He probably owes his life to the fact that the first carriage failed to explode. The policeman's wife was awakened by the sound of an opening window and screamed as she saw the bulky, masculine form climbing into the room. Doherty jumped out of bed, seized his revolver, and pulled the trigger. Instead of the expected rapport, there was only a dull click. Before he could pull the trigger again, his wife shouted, "Don't kill him!" and knocked the gun from his hand. Doherty regained it in time to fire 3 ineffective shots after the burglar. Runaway boys tell why they left home. Keith Bryant and Peter Hansen, 12-year-old boys of Georgetown, were before Judge A.W. Frater yesterday in juvenile court, charged with delinquency. The boys undertook an expedition by rowboat from Georgetown up the Sound and blew into Port Blakely in a heavy windstorm, where they were taken in charge by the local officer. "I run away because they made me pick dandelions for the rabbits all the time," Keith Bryant told Judge Frater. "Then almost every day I had to clean out the rabbit house. That's no kind of work for a boy to do." Keith was released to the charge of his mother, who promised to take him to North Yakima. Did you know the expression, "your name's Mud," comes from this fellow, Dr. Samuel Mudd? He was the man who treated John Wilkes Booth's leg after he shot Lincoln, and he served time in jail for it. Well, here's mud in your eye. Thanks for watching my video. Until next time, farewell.